Hi everyone, and welcome to the Stitch Sessions. We have a stitch tutorial for you today. Look at how fun and lovely this is. So if you are new here, my name is Karen and I love all things to do with crafting with crochet. And for those of you that hang out with me every week, hello and welcome back. So in today's stitch tutorial, we are working on the loop stitch. And as the name suggests, we're creating tons of loops. And what's really cool is that there is a back, which is nice and smooth, just like that. And then the front has all these fun, shaggy loops to them. It is an easy stitch, but you just kind of have to focus the first few times and do it nice and slow to get the hang of it, because not only are you creating a loop here, but there's a way that we loop it around our finger to help us create the height of our loops. And I love that it's got the loops all on one side and then the other side is just nice and flat. And it's basically a take on your single crochet stitch. So if you're familiar with the single crochet stitch, you've already got a bit of a leg up. So this is short and sweet. Hopefully it'll give you lots of great inspiration on some projects that you might be able to use this stitch on. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a little bit of this Bernat Premium yarn. And in case you're wondering, it is in the color Baby Yellow. Some leftover from a previous project. It is a medium 4-weight yarn. And I'm going to be using a 6mm hook, which is also known as a J or a size 10. And as always, anytime you work on a project, make sure you have a yarn needle and a pair of scissors handy to snip your yarn. So let's begin. So we're going to begin by placing a slip knot on our hook. And you would just start by creating a chain for your desired length. So whatever the project you're working on. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm just going to chain up 12. Okay, once you have your chain, you want to just add one more. And this is just for turning. And then what we're going to do for this first row is we're just simply going to place a single crochet in each stitch across. So whenever we're beginning a new row from a chain, remember we never count the loop that's on the hook. You want to count the second chain from the hook, which is right there. You're going to insert and place a single crochet. And you are going to place one single crochet into each stitch all the way across. Once you've completed row 1, you'll have something that looks like this. And I now still have 12 stitches. So that extra chain that we did was just so that we could turn our work. So we're going to go into row number 2. And before we do that, we're going to chain 1 and then turn our work. And this is where we're going to create those loops. So what you will do is you will insert your hook into the very first stitch right there. And as you can see how I'm holding my yarn here, I'm stretching out the working yarn with my forefinger. So what I want to do is I've inserted my hook first, and then I'm actually going to hook my yarn over in order to then reach behind and hook the loop that's behind there. Okay, I know it may sound a little funky at the beginning. So I'm going to do that again. You're going to insert your hook into the very first stitch. And then instead of yarning, like for a regular stitch, we would just yarn over and pull through. But in this case, we are going to hook over instead of yarn over. So you're going to hook over and then you're going to reach to the back for the yarn furthest to the back. And then you're going to pull it through. Whoops. So I'm going to hook it this way. So you're going to pull it through. So see how it's coming over that original working yarn, pulling it over, and that's what you're going to pull through the stitch. So your finger is held here to hold up that loop. And of course you can make this loop nice and tall, which in this case I'm making it pretty tall. And then you will yarn over, remember this is the working yarn now, and pull through like a single crochet. At this point, you've secured your loop and you can let it go. And there's your loop, okay? And we will do that going into the next stitch. So then I prep the next working yarn. I go into the next stitch and then I hook over in order to then yarn over at the back in order to bring that in front and pull it through the stitch. Then I will yarn over there and single crochet. And that's what locks the loop in, and then I can let the loop go. So now I have 2 loops, see that? So let's do that again. So I will stretch that yarn up a bit into the next loop, insert. I'm going to hook over and then yarn over from the back, whoops, and bring it over and in front. See that? Pull it through the stitch. That's what locks in that loop. Then I'll yarn over and single crochet. And then I can drop the loop. See, so you can see the loops are forming. So I'm going to do that one more time. This stitch is really easy. Once you get into it, you'll find it really easy. It's just these first initial stages of learning it. It just seems, I know it seems like a lot between the fingers and pulling up and stretching the loops, but just hang in there because you will get the hang of it. So I've prepped my working yarn here. I'm going to insert into the next stitch. I'm going to hook over the yarn and then reach behind to yarn over from the back. I then bring that loop forward and over the working yarn. I pull that through the stitch and then I yarn over and finish it like a single crochet and I drop the loop. So let me just take this out. So the loops part is the front. Now I've made these a little bit longer just because of the way I was holding my finger, but you can make them a little bit more shallower if you like. So far it's looking like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this row and then I'll talk about how we would go on to subsequent rows. Okay, so I've completed row number 2, and this will now be the back of your work. So at the end of row number 2, you'll chain 1 and turn, and this is the front of your work. So this is where all your loops are going to sit. And this is basically how you create the stitch. It's a 2-row repeat. So we did single crochets, and then the second row is the loop. And now we repeat row 1 and 2 over and over again. So now when we go back to repeat row number 1, you're just going to probably want to kind of push these loops down and out of the way so you can see your stitches. So I've chained 1 and turned, and so there's that first stitch. So I'm just going to single crochet into there and then all the way across into every stitch. And so in my sample I have 12 stitches, and I should still have 12 stitches. Okay, so row number 3 is complete, which was a repeat of row number 1. So now you can see the loops are really kind of encased in these 2 rows of single crochets. So there's the front, and now you can see the definite back. So then again, I'm going to now repeat row number 2. I will chain 1, turn my work, and now we're going to repeat that loop stitch. So we insert right away into the first stitch, hook over in order to pick up the back loop, bringing it in front, pulling through the stitch, yarn over and single crochet, drop the loop. Insert into the next stitch, hook over, pick up the yarn, loop it in front, pull it through the stitch, yarn over, single crochet, drop the loop. I think you guys are getting the hint of it now. So I'm going to go ahead and actually finish this row and then do a few more rows just so you can see, whoops, the full effect of the loop stitch. So that's pretty much it. You're just repeating row 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and then you'll see how all these loops just start to kind of sit one on top of the other. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rows just to give you the full effect, and then I'll be back to show you what it will look like in a larger swatch. Okay, so I have completed a total of 9 rows or 4 sets of this loop stitch. Isn't that cute? So I started with a single crochet and I ended with a single crochet. So that's my 9th row there. And so that's the effect of the loop stitch. So you can use it this way or you can use it this way. I just really, really love it. In fact, you're going to be seeing this stitch in a future tutorial for a future project I have coming up. So stay tuned for that. And I am curious, what would you use your looped stitch for? Leave that for me in the comment box down below. I'm wondering if you guys might have a similar idea as to the project that I'm going to do with this looped stitch. I just love it. Look at how playful it is. It's super, super fun. Now, if you have any questions, because it's easy, but I know it can be a little bit tricky, please do leave them for me in the comment box down below. Or as always, you know, you can email me directly at info@crochetcrafty.com. And don't forget, come visit me on the website, crochetcrafty.com. Lots of fun stuff for you. Bonus tools, sizing charts, free written patterns. In fact, make sure you sign up for my monthly newsletter because I gift you a free written pattern every month. And as well, you can access my Etsy shop with other written patterns on it. Okay. And so again, that's the back, that's the front. And don't forget, come say hi to me. I'm on the socials at Facebook and Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. And by the way, if you are new here, I invite you to press that subscribe button. Come hang out with me every Wednesday morning when I upload a brand new crochet tutorial and or project. And also, if you liked this particular stitch tutorial, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you like these stitch tutorials, and I'll make sure to keep sprinkling more of these for you guys in the future. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this stitch tutorial, and I look forward to bringing you more tutorials as well as more projects coming to you very soon. So have a great day, everybody. Take good care, happy crocheting, and I'll see you guys in the next session. Bye-bye.